The easiest way to calculate the age of the Egyptian pyramids is by observing their deviations from true north. If the Great Pyramid was aligned with the exact true north at the time of its construction, with the plate tectonic rotation of about 1 arc minute every 4,500 years, the pyramid would have been rotating now for about 15,000 years. This cardinal deviation is an average of a number of different data collections. One of the more recent measurements done on the Great Pyramid, based on the original casing stones, the 3 of its sides all measured within a precision of 1 arc minute. Their average calculates to about 16,500 years of rotation, and would be the best and most precise guess for when the pyramids were built. This points to a time just before Earth got hit by a series of mega cataclysms, a time when a previous civilization could have existed. This accuracy also matches the incredible precision of the squaring of the Great Pyramid's edifice to itself, and is well within the first deviation of this dataset. If the original casing stones were still in place, it's possible these alignments would have been even more precise. However, things get mathematically a little strange when we look at the deviations of the other pyramids. They seem to be scattered all over the place. If they were all meant to point to true north, as it seems, they should all be converging towards the same number, with similar precision. But they don't. They all seem to have their own converging points, off by very large errors, well into the third standard deviation of the original dataset. The third Giza pyramid, that sits on the same plateau as the Great Pyramid, is strangely rotated into the future. This massive error can be easily visualized if compared to the size of the moon as seen in the sky. If this was an intentional deviation, the only obvious natural occurrence 55,000 years from today is the next ice age, at which point this pyramid will be perfectly aligned with true north. The second pyramid's deviation happens to point to the previous ice age. The same is true with 3 other pyramids and temperature peaks of the last glacial cycle. Considering all the mathematics and knowledge that was put into the construction of these pyramids, it wouldn't be surprising if they used this rotation to create a time map. Aligning these deviations with the glacial cycles automatically sets the timeline, like a large cosmic clock. This arrangement also matches the precessional pattern that was used in the construction of the Great Pyramid itself. Not to mention that the glacial cycles are an environmental pattern that created us, the humans. The timing of mega cataclysms is also part of the precessional pattern, the very thing that destroys the civilizations. If the Red Pyramid, being red, was meant to point to a mega cataclysm 42,000 years ago, this deviation could represent the beginning of their own civilization, as the Great Pyramid points to a time just before the Meltwater Pulse 1a, followed by the Younger Dryas Calamity. Perhaps it represents the end time of their civilization. There is another curious deviation that also points far into the future, the Step Pyramid. At about 14,000 years from today, it almost mirrors the Great Pyramid with the present. This time could very well represent the end time of our civilization.